Hello and welcome to episode 28 of our Imperial campaign. In the last couple episodes, I was struggling to find out what the reason was behind us not being able to build the second Death Star. So I appreciate y'all's comments and letting me know that we had not enough population. We need 125 population to build the second Death Star, and now I have freed up that population by selling a couple of units, and
Death Star construction has begun.
Death Star construction has begun. Let me turn the volume up a little bit. So I did recently, as of in between the last video and the one you're watching right now, move back home. So if the sound's a little bit off this episode, I'll hopefully have it fixed by the finale, which I believe the finale is going to be the next episode. In this episode, I want this to be the Battle of the Hapes. So I want to take on Terrafon on the space and the ground and engage the Hapes on the space on the ground of the actual planet, the Hapes. Now the Hapes is a cool minor faction. It is usually in control of these three planets at the beginning of the game. They actually might... No, they don't own Mike here. They own Roche. Yeah, I think they own Roche at the beginning of the game. Similar to the Hutts, they like to attack, every now and then. Most of the time, the first planet they attack is either Mike here or the Wheel. They oftentimes own the Wheel. And they're pretty cool. They're a very heavily fighter faction. As you can see, they have a ton of fighters. These battle dragon things, these Hapen battle dragons, also come with a large amount of fighters. And then they have these things, the Nova cruisers, which are pretty good cruisers. They also come with one fighter squadron. And then over here they have these guys as well, the Beta cruisers, which is another cruiser kind of similar to a Corvette. Yeah, it's a class Corvette, so it's a pretty cool faction. They also have a lot of space defenses, and in the next update, and I believe actually maybe this update, they got some more space defenses as well. And then we'll check out the ground units as well. I will go ahead and admit that I tried to record this episode earlier and didn't really like how it went, so I am redoing it. So I have taken on Terrafon, so I've seen a little bit of what the Hapes offer, which will be interesting, but I'm still fairly new to this minor faction, so we'll see what they have to offer. Start us off with a Raider Corvette. I'm excited for the finale, though. It's going to be really fun. We're going to have the Battle of Endor in it, and then we're going to have the Death Star fully built, and we're going to have him... Oh yeah, so y'all saw that. This thing just came out of nowhere. It came out of space, and I think that's the brand new Hapen ship, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be fun to see what that thing's all about. Actually, I might want to go after that thing right now. Let's actually do that. Let's detour and have my Raider go that way and see what happens. Actually, no, it looks like it's coming back towards us. Alright, second time's a charm. Let's go this way. Let's see, Tech Tours.
Moving to coordinates. Enemy forces ahead.
Tech Tours are going to be good. Now, they have a lot of fighters. So we're going to have to make sure that we bring in some fighters. Let's go and actually bring in...
Of course.
Thrawn. Let's bring in Baron Fell. Yeah, let's make sure that we have both my fighter heroes, Baron Fell, and what's your name again? Mr. Barvel. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so the Tech Tour, which is good. Tech Tours, I think, are going to continue to see more and more gameplay because of the new change to the ISD-2s, which now have only light turbo lasers. So these guys, the Tech Tours, have heavy turbo lasers, so I think that as you're kind of seeing me use them more often now in this campaign, we're going to see them being used more often in multiple people's campaigns, whether it's yours, or even the AI might seem... The AI might seem to use them a little bit more, but you never really can predict what the AI is going to do. Alright, let's get into the Raider. Like I said, they have a lot of fighter squadrons.
Navigating.
Reinforcements.
Let's get Star Galleon for sure.
Reinforcements
And then just more and more units. I actually kind of want a Tech Tour.
Reinforcements canceled.
I think that between the Tech Tour and then these two ISDs, we should have enough firepower to take on, to finish off these space stations. But as you can see, most of their firepower is going to be in the way of fighters, so we're going to have to be extremely careful of that.
TIE defender standing by.
Nice, let's go and push up the Gladiators a little bit. The Gladiators are going to be like the escort frigates for sure. Whatever happened to that other Raider? Okay, that's somewhere in there. Actually, maybe you can push up as well. Admiral Thrawn reporting. They got the voice lines down so well in this game. Yeah, right now we're mopping up their fighters pretty good, but they're going to have a lot of waves of fighters. We're also doing some pretty good damage to their space station already, which is good to see. That's going to boost their firepower.
You have something to report. Attack position.
Okay, here comes their first battle dragon. These things themselves, you know, they're not too devastating. They do have a burst heavy barrage rocket, which is pretty cool. Other than that, yeah, they don't really have any sort of firepower, really. Down south, they have their beta cruiser, or not the beta cruiser, the Nova cruiser, which is definitely more geared for ship-to-ship combat. But if you read the description, let's go actually read the description of the Nova cruiser. The Nova cruiser was designed to provide support to the larger battle dragons. It is armed with turbo lasers and stun ion cannons, which allow it to easily disable enemy ships. It also is more mobile than the battle dragon, but it cannot withstand much fire once its shields are down. So only 3,000 shields and 2,500 holes, so it's not really all that tanky at all. But it's kind of hard to hit, as you can see. It's kind of got like a... almost looks like a Carrack. And it's, as you can see, all of these turbo lasers are missing. Of course, this is a tech tour, so it's going to miss a lot because they're heavy turbo lasers, but still. A lot of those shots are missing.
Bomber standing by.
How are we doing over here? Yeah, that battle dragon. Battle dragons are much easier to hit. They are very, very large, and so they kind of die pretty easily. But yeah, that might have been a weakness of my fleet right here, is we're having a hard time hitting these ships. Even with the light, yeah. See, even Thrawn has the light turbo lasers. Even with the light turbo lasers, they're still kind of inaccurate. What's nice about this battle is they're kind of sending in their fighters slowly in slow waves. So we're doing pretty good at taking out their fighters.
Yes, sir. What is our next move? Targeting. Ready.
Acclimators are perfect for dealing with the Hapes. The assault missiles they have, the 2 to 4 burst assault missiles are really, really good for helping out, take them out. Different cruisers and such. Okay, there is what I think is the new thing. Yeah, the Hapen Royal Dragon. That is a brand new thing for the Hapens that came out in one of the recent updates, either 2.10.1, 0.2, or 0.3. I'm not sure exactly which one it was, but let's see. The Royal Dragon are both larger and more heavily armed than the regular battle dragons. They function as the main command ships of the Hapen Royal Navy. Are commanded only by the best fleet commanders. Royal Dragons control the battlefield with their fighter complement and long-range weapons, but have very frail hulls and therefore require protection against shield-penetrating weapons. They definitely do have more. Wow, look at that. What was that? Let's see what these weapons are. One light, long-range, constant-fire dual turbo laser. Interesting. That's one of the new things. Even Thrawn has some of those, I believe. The constant fire. No, maybe not, actually. They also have the light, long-range, constant-fire dual turbo lasers, or dual turbo ion cannons, and then some heavy artillery rockets. So, very cool, very cool. That's what that is, the heavy artillery rockets. What is that ability? They also have gravity mines. Very interesting. I don't really know what that does, to be honest. Yeah, get those bombers engaged. Tech Tour, hurry up and get up here and help out. All these fighters and such all can push forward. Acclimator push forward. Singular TIE Fighter Squadron push forward as well. So yeah, here comes a lot more of their fighters. So I need these fighters to get up here to help out Thrawn. Thrawn's getting hit by the brunt of this thing, but yeah, I love the TIE Scimitars. They really helped out, did some damage right there. Jeez. Okay, Thrawn's taking some serious damage. Can y'all push up a little bit faster?
Powering engines. Our primary engine system is down. Our launch bay is destroyed. Ready for battle.
Make sure we deal with these fighters as quickly as possible. Thrawn, how you doing? Not great. Not great at all.
Tractor beam deactivated.
I almost wonder if maybe not bringing in these guys was the better idea, and just kind of bringing in a lot of landing craft or a lot of TIE Avengers separate from the actual carriers themselves. Maybe that would have helped a little bit.
Ready for orders.
Because we need something to help deal with these things. Okay, we lost Thrawn. Wow, that's really awkward. We lost him in the very second episode he was in. How are we going to deal with these? We need smaller weapons, which is not something this fleet really has. I guess another ice... Well,
Order confirmed.
I guess another ISD-2. I mean, they had light turbo lasers. You would think that they would be good. I mean, they're going to rip apart the battle dragons, but it's more the Nova cruisers that I'm concerned about.
Awaiting your command.
Alright, whatever, just do your thing. Hopefully these fighters will help mop up the rest of their fighters and start engaging in some of these ships. Whoa, where are my freaking gladiators going, sir?
I've got a lock.
Oh my gosh, and the acclimator. I didn't realize these guys pushed straight in.
Roger that. Bombers at the ready. Target the engine.
Alright, well perfect. You guys push forward. You're not even...
Moving to coordinates.
Is he stuck or something? Why is it...
Order confirmed.
I think my tech tour is stuck right now. Not sure why, but I guess so. Yeah, I'm not super sure what the heck is going on with my tech tour right now. I don't know why he's not really bothering to do anything. It'd be really useful if I had their weapons up here to help out destroy these things. Oh gosh, they even have some beta cruisers in this fight as well. That thing's almost dead. Can I get my TIE scimitar?
Imperial missile destroyer here.
No, I might be dead. Let's get the... See if you can break through and kill this thing with one last little bomb.
Reporting in.
Okay, you're doing good. They're pushing past my units.
Choose your reinforcements.
Moving to destination.
Corellian units and maybe... No,
Reinforcements cancelled.
I guess one of
Reinforcements
those.
en route.
I think the Corellian heavy frigates could do some serious damage here. This is the last time we're really going to need this fleet. This battle and the next battle is the last time we're going to need this fleet, but man, I should have brought it in. I will say one thing about the Hapes. The Hapes definitely seem like you're going to need a specialized fleet to take them on. I don't think like your regular Imperial fleet of just a bunch of ISDs and stuff is going to be very effective against the Hapes. So keep that in mind when you're... Because you know how the Hapes are. They're two planets. So you're kind of... Part of you is like, oh, they're not going to be that well defended, but then at the same time, you know... If you play this mod even a little bit, you know just how much firepower the minor factions planets have. There's only so many of them, but they always have massive, massive fleets and stuff. And they have such a big fleet, they're bringing stuff in from reserve right now, which is going to show how much stuff they have. There's a little lag spike right there, that was crazy. Yeah, so they keep bringing in more and more stuff, which is always awkward. I appreciate you bringing in stuff to hit. They get shot by my tech tour, though. That's always nice. Seems like the Corellian frigates were a pretty good idea. But yeah, back to what I was saying, I feel like when it comes to the Hapes, you kind of want to have a specialized fleet for them. Of like a lot of gladiators, acclimators, maybe even some strike cruisers. Some dreadnoughts wouldn't go bad here at all. But I do not have that right now in this current fleet. So can I get some more fighter power up here? So we might go through a large chunk of this fleet in this battle, but I'm not too concerned about that just because this is the last time I'm going to need this fleet. My fleet over Endor is just absolutely massive. It's ready to go. It's got an Executor, it's got a Bellator, it's got multiple victories and ISD, just all sorts of different ISDs and such. I just got like 5 gladiators as well, just because I know we're going to need a lot of fighter support. It is 100% ready to go. Let's get some more IPBs in here. I just still don't know how about these IPBs. Look at that. They're almost the size of an entire beta cruiser. They're gunships, but they're the size of corvettes, so they get hit really easily. But I mean... Who knows? Locks the target computer on the current target, increases range and accuracy of all laser weapons for a short period of time. Very interesting. Let's see what it has to say about beta cruisers. Looks like they're in full retreat, kind of grouping back up near their space station.
Roger that. Taking fire.
Which means we are in full pursuit. I actually really like these freaking Corellian heavy frigates. They did their thing, and now they're able to regen their shields. They also have speed increase, which is also just always a plus, you know. And they actually... Wow, they got even more stuff down here. They also come with fighter squadrons. One flight. Or is it one and one flight? Yeah, just one flight of LAFs. What the heck are LAFs? Yes. LAF stands for Light Attack Fighter Model 250. It's the primary starfighter of the Corellian Security Force, designed to combine the roles of space superiority fighter and patrol craft. The LAF's 250's heavy repeating lasers can threaten fighters and bigger vessels, but are not most effective against either target. Okay, interesting. They look kind of like tankier Z95s, but without the concussion missiles, if you want my
Ready for command, sir.
diagnosis of them. Alright, do your thing, hit this thing for me. Same with you. Can you go up here and engage this thing? If we can kill that, then I can bring in units wherever I need them to be, so. I can pause it. I need more fighters.
Squadron standing by. Instructions received. Engines activated.
Now, what's left of my fleet? Where are my 2 raiders at? Get up here.
He's headed your direction.
Ready, sir.
IPVs, y'all are fine.
Course set.
I'm kind of waiting on these guys to die, so I'll bring in, like, I guess the Tector. Not the best thing ever, but
Roger that. Warm up. Watch it.
let's get the Krillin before it gets to focus down that Nova. And just as the good Empire would, you kill one of my ships, I bring in a brand new one.
Advancing.
And just like that, they were in a retreat, so that's good. I'm actually very close to running out of ships for the next battle.
Tightening up.
Yeah, no retreat for you. Actually, I should have definitely made sure that they all died. Because they actually had a lot of units here. And just like that, the space over Terrifying is conquered. Yeah, we lost a lot, including Thrawn, which is awkward. Oh, we lost Steel too. But as you can see, they had over, I don't know, math's not my strong suit, but 25 plus fighter squadrons without them even being, including the hangar bays and such. Alright, let's go ahead and hit the ground of Terrifying.
It shall be done.
Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, also, in the comments, y'all told me, I was looking for Vader. I couldn't find Vader. When we got that cutscene that I skipped, and I kind of mentioned it, we got that cutscene in, I think, the last episode. I'm assuming Vader got taken in that cutscene. I didn't get to see what the cutscene was, because I thought my game was crashing, so I just hit escape, which I just did right there on accident. I hit escape, which automatically skips the cutscene. So we didn't get to see exactly what that cutscene was, which is fine. Most likely what they were saying, and I'm assuming that this person's right, they said that it was most likely the cutscene of
Unit in production.
Vader and Luke Skywalker on Endor, when Vader's like taking him up that elevator to the hangar bay to take him up to the Death Star. So we're assuming that's what the cutscene was, which cutscene that was, and that's why Vader's gone.
Constructing unit.
I'm going to build a few ships real quick for this next battle against the Hapes, and I'm going to edit that process out. Okay, so I built a few more ships and brought some more ground forces and such as well. Also, I forgot to mention that the Death Star is going to take, I think, 12 minutes is the amount of time it's going to take, so yeah, be aware of that. It's going to take about 12 minutes, 34% right now. Y'all can do the math. Alright, let's go ahead and hit the ground force on Terrifying. Let's start off with some shock troopers.
Invasion commencing.
Terrifying became known as the home world of many of the Amazon guards who made up the Queen Mother's royal protectors, one of the most notable of these being Astarta, a close friend of the Prince Isolde and his personal bodyguard. The planet was presided over by the Ducha, who looked over Terrifying as a personal holding. Due to its location in the transitory mists, however, Terrifying became a world secluded from the rest of the Hapes consortium, and was seen as an isolated planet, as a long-range holocom transmissions could not reach it. The mists also acted as a haven for pirates and bandits, making flight around Terrifying a risky business. It's always interesting reading about planets you don't really see too often in Star Wars. Okay, they have a lot of ships. Looks like these are what they have a lot of. Like I said, I've already done this battle. These things are so good. For some reason, the AI is extremely good at using them. You don't really see like a really high-skilled AI often in Empire War mods, but for some reason, the Hapen AI uses these things so well. They are Hapen Vort speeders. They're very fast, agile vehicles piloted by one soldier and armed with a dual blaster cannon, making them great scouts and anti-infantry units. They're extremely fast. It has a speed of 30. I don't know how fast that is, but they are wicked fast. So what they'll do is they'll attack you, and if for some reason the AI is smart enough to retreat them back, and then attack you again, and retreat them back, and attack you again, and they have a ton of them, as you can see. They just have a ton of them. So, yeah, be ready for that. So really, really adjust your ground forces, just like I was saying in space. Adjust your ground forces to make sure that you are ready to deal with the Hapes. What I learned is that these ATDTs are extremely, extremely good. I think I'm going to also bring in a couple of Dark Troopers, something I kind of brought in.
Inputting coordinates.
When I was editing that last little bit out, I was like, oh, let's bring in the Dark Troopers, see what they can do. I think they actually might come in handy in this battle. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, let's leave it at that for right now. Actually, we need one more you. And I'm actually going to bring in one more you. Alright, speed it up.
Reporting.
You guys...
Awaiting orders.
Oh, see, okay, here they come. They're bringing in everything already, okay. Well, if they're going to attack me that bluntly, let's go ahead and bring in my other IDTT.
Inputting coordinates.
What are these things called again? ATDT. I don't know why I said ID. Alright, let's go ahead and push all my units up.
On my way.
Okay, I have one more spot. It needs to be a hero of some kind.
Commencing attack.
Alright, they have Arcan tanks as well. What is this? I've never seen that before. A FAMAS speeder, a famous speeder, or something like that. I'm gonna bring in my captain here. Let's make you guys group 1. Group 1, go ahead and see if we can hit that beta crew, or the Arcan tank. Bring it back. See if we can hit that thing. The rest of you guys just kind of need to push up. I'm gonna jetpack my Dark Troopers way over here, see what happens. Man, okay, so the ADDTs are not doing too much damage to this thing. Yeah, y'all can see, they're not doing really any damage at all. But thankfully... Wow, you can zoom out really far on this map. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Thankfully, the rest of the guys are doing their job. Okay, they got a bunker turret right here, which is always scary.
Firing at will.
Nice, the rest of the Dark Troopers are getting here. That's good, because we're going to have them support each other.
Awaiting your orders. I got one.
Okay, we could bring in the Emperor as well for a better bonus than what that officer's bringing me. 15% versus 5%. I don't think it's going to be that necessarily right now. I'm going to bring in a Juggernaut just to help see if we can deal with these things, but also not die. If I brought in something like 80 DPs, they would most likely die really easily. But as you can see, they attack you and then they retreat them back for some reason. I don't know why the AI has decided to be really smart. But I'm not mad at it. I love to see the AI kind of getting better. Also, look how high that thing is. Or is it not? Okay, it's not. It just looked like it was.
Ready to go. Fire.
Still really need these things to push up on these. I learned that the ATST's missiles are really good at tracking these things down. The only problem is they don't one-shot them, so it takes more than one to take out one of those warp speeders. So you're going to have to be aware of that as well. I did not mean to do that. Ah, I'm going to lose all these Dark Troopers because I accidentally pressed that button. Okay, we managed to take that thing out. So really all we have to do is deal with these warp speeders. Let's see what happens if we bring in some TX-130s.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, I think the Juggernaut was a good idea. Unfortunately, the bunker turret really turned on it and just dealt some massive damage to it.
Brigade standing by. Armor ready.
And boost your firepower as well. See, they're just lost. They're just turning. The warp speeders are too fast for them.
Always
Alright,
ready.
let's keep pushing you guys forward. Group 1. Yep, that looks perfect. Yeah, the TX-130s are not going to do anything. For some reason, they're not even shooting their top laser beam. I wish they would. That'd be nice. Look at that. Those things look sick, too. So yeah, ATSDRs, and maybe even a Juggernaut, I think worked out. So they're probably your best friends for taking on the Hapes. In the other recording I was talking about, one thing I mentioned that I loved was we're 28 episodes into this campaign, and we're still fighting against new enemies. Just once again, you gotta love this mod and how good it is. I could really use a... Oh, look at that. The ADTTs may not have been doing super good against the speeders, but against the fighters, they are doing work. Okay, infantry take cover. That's what I was wanting. Bombing run. Bombing run right here should be perfect. For some reason, well, I guess now it makes sense. But last time, I don't think Thrawn died, but I wasn't getting TIE Scimitars. And I know you can, so the bombing run should be TIE Scimitars if you manage to keep Thrawn alive, which you probably did a better job of that than me. Then your bombing runs will include TIE Scimitars, which is absolutely awesome. Everybody push forward. Group 1, push forward.
Choose your reinforcements.
Time to bring in
Location
the
plot
finishers.
reinforcements canceled.
Okay, ready. Rolling out.
Assisting with
Moving to
suppressing
position.
fire.
Oh, never mind
Iron
that.
engines primed.
I just need to make sure we take out
Ready
this
for
thing.
duty. Weapons
Group 1, take that thing out. Okay.
Affirmative. Scanning target.
Not worried about the rest of it. The TIE Strikers will just annihilate everything
New
else.
coordinates.
And we'll speed it up. That was a much cleaner battle than the last episode. The one that never will be seen by you guys. Oh, we got one unit. You know what?
Under attack.
Captains, you'll always get to cower in the back. You'll never get to see the light of day. Do something this time. Let's see what y'all can do. So the Hapes do have purple lasers, but they're not disruptor rifles. I don't think they are. I'm pretty sure they're just regular old fighters. But look at that. This time y'all actually got your hands dirty rather than just sitting in the back like you always do, just sitting there in bunkers, only coming in for your TIE fighters and your bonus.
System control achieved.
That's pretty funny. Alright. If you play this mod, you know exactly what I'm talking about. How those guys never ever seem to make it into a fight. And if they do, it's always an accident and they always end up dying and you're like, well, that was a waste of a captain. 9 minutes left on the Death Star. Let's go and hit the
Moving
Hapes.
Tactical battle imminent.
They have a lot of freighters as well, but they're going to have a ton of units once again. Let's see.
Lander
Okay,
reporting.
they have a lot of space stations.
Choose your
I
reinforcements.
brought in some Landos because my Raiders weren't working for some reason. Okay, yeah, I brought in a couple more ISDs. Let's see, what else did I bring? 3 more Gladiators, which will be nice. I brought a Strike Cruiser and some Dreadnoughts. Yeah, perfect. So that should help me out
Arrival imminent.
a little bit more for helping out dealing with the Hapes specifically. Let's go ahead and bring in
Reinforcements canceled.
There they are.
Dawa. Okay, they have a lot of fighters, obviously. They still have another one of these Hapen Royal Dragons. I'm going to bring in a Tech Toward right here. And then you guys... I don't want to bring in these guys. Let's go ahead and bring in a bunch of just regular old fighter squadrons, which I said might be the better thing to do. Oh yeah, I'll also go to the Lancer. I wanted to talk about the Lancer.
Heading out.
And we'll bring in a couple Star Galleons and some
I
Dreadnoughts.
copy. Confirmed.
Can't go wrong with some Gladiators. Let's go ahead and have that Strike Cruiser come in and
Reinforcements
another
canceled.
Dreadnought.
At maximum unit capacity.
Yeah, that's a much better fleet designed for taking out the Hapes specifically. Let's hope they launch their fighters as quickly as possible.
Transmit
Let's get these
orders.
Landas up here.
Sentinel standing by.
Cinematic camera, just gotta love it. What are those?
Instruction.
What were those? I have no idea what the heck those were. I don't think they were ours. I think they might have been like the Mytils. So I brought in this Lancer. So Lancers in the 2.10.1 update got a massive change. I can't remember if I've talked about this, but it's been a while if I have. Now Lancers are shooting at 360-degree angles. I always thought they were. I was always really high on the Lancers, saying that they might actually be better than Raiders. But apparently they, and I always kind of felt that way, but throughout the beginning of this playthrough when I was using them, they really just were not performing very well. So I was like, okay, maybe they do kind of suck. And then I was like, okay, I was testing it more and more, and I was like, okay, these things are awful. These things are horrible. You would think that they're 8 or they're 9 actually. 9 repeating dual point defense lasers would be really, really useful for kind of being put in the middle of the fleet, just like it is right now. It's placed right in the middle of my fleet, and it would just go crazy, just taking out fighters and fighters and fighters. But little did I know that they don't actually shoot 360-degree angles. Now, of course, they do now, but in the time that I was recording, I guess, and talking about them, and was really high on them, they didn't do so. And now they do, so hopefully the Lancers are going to perform much, much better is kind of what I'm getting at. Also, fighter superiority, they have absolutely dominated us, even with a million Raiders, Star Galleons, Lancers, Gladiators, and all sorts of different things. So that is what I meant by they will easily get fighter superiority over you if you're not careful. Tech Tour, I need you to focus up a little bit. I'm going to lose Dala here as well. I'm losing all of my space heroes except Captain Nita, who is currently sitting over indoor. Man, gotta lose these dreadnoughts as well. Alright, I guess I'll bring in my last... Wow, look at that. They have 3 of these things right here as well. What happened to my Strike Cruiser? Perfect, okay. Strike Cruiser, go ahead and hit that thing. Let's go ahead and bring in the Corellian frigates. Wanted to bring in both of them at a time. I like them having that kind of duo effect. Yeah, we need more fighter superiority really badly. Okay, we finally managed to take out that thing. Go ahead and hit this next battle dragon for me. Hit the hole. You are doing much better now that we've managed to deal with some of the enemies. Okay, we also took out that. Go ahead and hit the next one for me. I like the idea of TIE Strikers. It's just, I'm more of a fan of ISD, or Victory 2s. I've said that before. I just find that I like larger targets that are harder to kill. But I think, I don't know, TIE Strikers are such a good unit because they're faster. So if you have a Victory 2 and it destroys the shields of a unit over here, you don't want the Victory 2 to keep on shooting something that's already lost its shields. But what happens when the other unit is way over here? It's going to be much harder to move the Victory 2. Yeah, it has better range and stuff, but you want it to be able to bounce from a unit that has shields to a unit that has shields, rather than have it keep focusing on a unit that no longer has shields, because it's just not nearly as good, obviously, at taking out units that don't have shields. So, talked about that before, but that was a pretty good description of what I mean. This thing's pretty cool. I don't really know what it does. It does have laser cannons. You can't see them on it right now, but it does have laser cannons on it. I feel like we must have destroyed them all. Also, it looks like they retreated their units once again. So I guess all you guys can go that way, and the Tech Tour can go this way. So, a large amount of fighters and gunships later, as well as a million different corvettes, we managed to slowly ward off a lot of their fighters. They still have a ton of them, though. Gonna have to be very careful about that. Let's see. Having all of my units kind of move around, but they're going really slow. Dala doesn't seem to want to move. What is going on with my ships not moving? I don't know what that is. I've never experienced that before. It's weird. Also, what the heck was that? It's just a regular Firestar, I think, but okay.
Awaiting your command. Fire at will.
Yep, you're engaging the whole of that unit. I guess the Gladiator can come over here and help. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Yeah, all those concussion missiles are really doing some work. Just because there's so many of them. Okay, here comes the massive amount of fighters. Is that just a... Hold on, pause it. Is that a... No, yeah, it is a custom station. Okay, so we shouldn't have to worry too much about dealing with this thing. Go ahead and engage this thing full frontal.
Ready. Frequency open. Yes, sir.
Go ahead and build the laser turrets. Gotta love the laser turrets. Really, really cool. Without them, the Star Galleon wouldn't be quite as useful. It still would be pretty good, but it just wouldn't be quite as useful. I need my heavier ships to take out the custom station. And then the raiders and such can kind of deal with the fighters.
Yes, Commander.
Where'd my laser cannons go? I just got destroyed. That's awkward. Wow, they actually managed to deal with that thing pretty well.
Attacking.
Go ahead and head up there and hit that thing for me. Oh, my Lancer. Good to see you, Lancer. We actually haven't taken too many casualties in this fight, other than the fighters and the gunships. I did lose. I did lose like all of them. But strike cruisers would be much better at moving about. So like this thing's already lost its shields. Maybe I want to move it up to here to engage this thing that has shields, because obviously it's much better at dealing with things that have shields. Strike cruisers are much more maneuverable because they're not as big, but also because they're much faster and such, for obvious reasons. Finally, slowly getting rid of the rest of their fighters. But that seems to be what the Hapens are all about. Fighters, and then kind of like the Nova Cruisers, I think, are the real thorn in your side.
Cruiser standing by.
You can go ahead and move up. The rest of these guys should be able to deal with them on their own. Just that one Raider and Star Galleon.
Commander,
How are y'all doing?
targeting.
I'm gonna boost your firepower. Oops.
Reporting in. Roger that.
But like I said, I think Tech Tours will definitely see some more time on the battlefield, some more PT playing time. Just because of their heavy turbo lasers are going to be really useful. Especially, oh dude, especially in the next update, in the next massive update, the New Republic and Imperial Remnant era update, because the New Republic's going to have a much bigger focus on capital ships and larger ships. So heavy turbo lasers are going to be even more useful during that update. So Tech Tours are definitely going to be seeing much more playing time.
Form up, keep going.
All units engage the whole of that unit, or that space station. How are you doing? You've got your shields, which is always good.
Roger that. Awaiting
Alright, I kind of
orders.
wish I
This
should come
way.
back here and make sure I don't lose Dala. I guess it doesn't really matter. This is the last space battle I'll use her in.
Engaging the enemy.
Well,
Copy.
actually, after I get the Death Star, I plan on using it for a little while
Reinforcements.
after that. So I might actually use her a little bit more. And for here, we'll go ahead and speed it up, just because we're kind of waiting on them to retreat.
Enemy forces sighted.
Oh, I lost something.
I copy. We're in position. Reporting.
Captain Shack always talks about having a fleet built of just units like these. Just a bunch of really fast, hard-hitting corvettes and small cruisers and dreadnoughts and stuff. He's never really done it, but he's always talked about it, and I would... This is kind of a glimpse of what it would look like. A lot of fast-moving... Where if you're using the Empire, but mostly talking about Rebels, gladiator-sized ships would be the biggest you would go. But it would be really cool, I think, to have something like that. It's not something you would want to do as the Empire, just because the Empire is just not at all built for something like that. The Empire would be mostly using a bunch of Star Galleons, Raiders, Gladiators, and Acclimators, I think, would be pretty much the only things usable. As well as maybe a couple of, like, Dreadnoughts, but they're not nearly as good as what the Rebels could provide. Rebels, I mean, you have AAFs, you could even throw in some twin blade frigates, you got DP-20s, which would be really good, CR-90s, Hammerheads. They're much more geared towards it, obviously because in Star Wars itself, they are much more geared towards it. Alright, the final battle against the Hapens, we're going to take on Hapes, the planet Hapes. This planet has high income due to being the administrative capital of the Hapes Consortium. We're going
Tactical battle imminent.
Okay, interrupting my thought. We're going to start us off with some shock troopers again.
Invasion commencing.
I think that worked out pretty well. To understand the Hapen society, a simple proverb is enough. Never let a man become so deluded that he is the intellectual equal of a woman. Wow, that's crazy. I did not know I was going to be reading that out loud. It only leads him to evil. Hapes is the capital planet in the Hapen cluster, which was established by the Laurel Raiders. Many centuries, these pirates raided nearby systems and kidnapped only the most beautiful of women they could find. After a Jedi Knight ended their reign, the women took over to close the borders of the Hapen cluster for over 3,000 years. I cannot believe I just read that out loud. That's really funny. Okay, so they got some more of their Vork speeders. They're also capturing that right there. Okay, let's just go ahead and push forward and see what we find.
Choose your reinforcements.
You know what, Captain? You did so good in the last battle. I'm going to bring you in.
Awaiting orders.
Mostly because I want to see where their base is. Oh, this looks like quite the battle for some
Moving to coordinates.
SP MATs. I did not have enough. I did not have enough SP MATs to spell that all out. I only have 3 of them. Now I need units to defend my SP MATs. Whoa,
Yes, sir.
chill out. Some of you,
Inputting
some of
coordinates.
you, some of you,
On my way.
and
Reinforcements
my dreadnought.
Destination set.
Or my juggernaut. Dreadnought. I think it's a juggernaut. Juggernaut.
Ready for
Alright,
command.
you guys
Moving to
push forward.
destination. On the way.
Armed and ready. Acknowledged.
You guys take cover. Y'all are just going to be chilling here. The E-Web should do some massive work.
reporting in.
And then once we get some actual anti-vehicle support up here, that'll help as well. And hey, why not? Let's bring the field commander up. We did so good in that last battle.
Affirmative, sir.
Alright, I need something to get a little bit closer. Juggernaut, can you park your butt right... Yeah, right there. That's perfect. Park your butt right there for me.
Commander. Right away. Moving out.
Traffic jam, traffic jam.
Falling out of formation.
Oh my gosh, my TIE fighters are still alive.
Another run.
Look at that thing. That thing's flying all the way up in space. What was that? Oh, they have a sensor array right there. Alright, SPMATs. Y'all have my group 1. Start firing.
Your orders? Move out.
Gonna speed this up. This is gonna be a long battle, but it's gonna be kind of cool. This is another type of thing that I would love to see more of in Empire at War. It's just like that artillery warfare. Just like how you have like that fleet that I was just talking about. How you have a specialized fleet full of just hard-hitting, fast, maneuverable units. You're gonna have a ground army that is solely for using artillery and such. Alright, I think my SPMATs are kind of going to be safe from now on. So you guys go ahead and push forward and get ready to take on the rest of this battle.
Affirmative.
Choose your reinforcements.
Let's get some TIE Strikers up in here.
Artillery online.
Alright, well good job SPMATs, y'all did y'all's thing.
Scouting area.
Let's get that guy over here.
I copy. Let's go.
Hey, well chill out and shoot stuff. Yeah, can I get some vehicle escort down here, please? Thank you very much. Why am my Juggernaut?
I copy. Yes, sir.
I guess my Juggernaut got killed by the turbo laser right there. And I've also managed to lose all of my infantry.
Choose your reinforcements.
Heading out. Order acknowledged.
TX-130s and 2 repulsor lifts.
Form up. Commencing
Got a
attack.
bunker turret right here. Ooh, that bunker turret just annihilated that TIE Striker. Yeah, they obviously have
Unit destroyed.
turbo laser towers, which you need to be careful
Roger
of.
that. Moving.
I guess bring y'all down
On
here.
my way.
Yes, Commander.
Let's bring in the Emperor because
Capacity.
I lost my captain.
Unit destroyed.
Fire!
Let's have the SPMATs attack move as well, just because
Copy. Changing course.
it'll be
to
useful for them to actually help us out in this battle. They don't have a shield generator or anything, so I'm gonna have you bomb that. Wow, these TIE Strikers are so daggum strong.
Acquiring
Unit
target.
destroyed.
What is being destroyed?
Moving to fire.
Engaging enemy.
Man, these Arkan tanks. Made in... Oh wow, there's the SPMATs. Holy cow. Let's pause it so I can read this. The Arkan tank, made in numerous industrial hubs of the rifle worlds, the Arkan hover tank is used all throughout Hapen space, enforcing the Queen's Mother's rules. It is the Hapen Home Guard's main battle tank, swift and equipped with ion cannons to disable enemy armor. Aside from its armor, it's protected by a shield that can be made stronger by diverting more power.
Awaiting orders.
Very cool. I just can't wait for the day that
Moving out.
sub-mods are released to where we can start playing as these minor factions. It's gonna be so So exciting.
Advancing on target.
Alright, let's see who wins in this 1v1. A TIE Striker versus a Vork Speeder. Obviously the Striker's going to win, but can it even hit it? Oh yeah, it hit it right there. Perfect.
I am ready.
Form up. Heading out.
At your
Alright,
command.
let's get you to push forward.
Can do.
Order confirmed.
Can't go around with more TIE Strikers. Looking pretty good. So yeah, just talk about this one final time. I think the next episode is going to be the Battle of Endor. And then after the Battle of Endor, which is going to take a while, it's going to be a 30 to 45 minute battle. It is a massive... I've never even done it. I've never done it as an Empire before. But I know that, according to y'all in the comments and stuff, it is a massive battle that's going to require a humongous fleet. Now, I've already got the humongous fleet part down.
Yes, sir.
But apparently it is just going to be an absolutely huge battle.
Awaiting orders.
But I'm excited for it. That sounds very fun.
Open fire.
I'll never finish this thing off, the Capitol building. But yeah, one of these days there's going to be a sub-mod that allows us to play these minor factions. It's going to be awesome.
Attack. Ready. Let's move out.
Alright, speed this along and go from there.
Bombardment
Got a
available.
bombardment.
Bombardment canceled.
It's hard to even tell what's going on right now.
Ready.
But yeah, I feel like we've done the Empire justice. We've conquered every planet we've put our mind to. We've used every unit. We've experimented with different things. Kind of showed what's good about the Empire, what's maybe not so good about the Empire. Oh, that bombardment's gonna be delicious. Yeah, bombardment's so good against infantry. If you can get like a direct shot in the middle of like an infantry squad, the whole infantry squad is destroyed. What is left?
Victory is ours.
Ah, there was something inside the bunker turret, maybe. Lost a little bit of stuff. Lost that poor Imperial Field Commander. Like I said, they're meant to be left in the back of fights.
Planetary control.
And just like that, we now own even the Hapes.
Beginning construction.
And we have 8 minutes and 38 seconds off camera. I'm going to go ahead and zoom through that and kind of get it down to like 30 seconds before I start the next episode, just because there's probably going to be cutscenes and stuff. And I look forward to the season finale in the next episode.